clip recently came across my timeline by the streamer Phantom, and he basically said something that I've always been struggling with, something I've always felt, and he was finally able to put it into words and kind of made me feel like I wasn't alone.
You gotta appreciate your blessings, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to learn how to do that more. I don't live in the present that much. I try to though. I try to, bro. But I'm such an anxious person that because anxiety is thinking about the future. So I'm always living in the future that I forget to live in the present, in the moment, in the now.
I feel like I can relate to him so much. I feel like I've always struggled to be present, to live in the moment, appreciate what's going on, and seeing things for what they are in the moment, especially just when it comes to life, because it started when I was a kid. I would always focus on the future, what I'm going to be when I'm an adult, how I'm going to accomplish this when I'm an adult. And my goal ultimately, which I feel like it's every person's goal, is for them to eventually have kids and make sure their kids have a better life than they had. And that's always been my goal. And even now, where the way I've played out my life, I've accomplished that. So my kid is for sure going to have a better life than me. I've made sure things are set up that way. But like I said, I've just always struggled to just be present. I'm always thinking about the future, always thinking about the next day. So much so I can't even truly sit and appreciate things. Like whenever I have events, concerts I've been to, Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino, all these events that I've gone to, Chance the Rapper, all these events I go to, they're just a blur. It's just a blur. All these big name acts, all these celebrities, it's just a blur. And that's the thing, because I feel like because I've always been so future focused or the next day focused, I kind of rob myself of being young, because I didn't really, which I'm not that type of person anyway, but I didn't really prioritize fun, or like I said, just being young. I didn't allow myself to be a kid. I just focused on how's the future gonna go? What can I do now for my future? And I just didn't live in the moment. I didn't appreciate things that were significant in life. I just brushed it off and just, like I said, what's tomorrow gonna bring? How's this gonna look? What can I do better here? I didn't truly take in those moments the way I should have. Even like of recent, so last year when my son was born, I feel like that's one of my biggest regrets in life. I tell my wife this all the time. I regret how I was that day, because around the time my son was born, I got a promotion at work, and then so obviously I get the call in the middle of work. I show up to the hospital, and even then I'm kind of still focused on work, which is very selfish at that moment. Son's about to be born. And then when I finally did lock in somewhat, even then I wasn't supportive like I should have been. I wasn't, doing the things, breathe, rubbing the back. I was present, but I wasn't there. I was physically there, but I mentally wasn't there like I should have been, or as supportive as I should have been. I didn't ignore her, and I held her hand through it all, but like I said, I didn't coach her through it. All those training videos on birth just went out the window. I was just quiet in the background and, just held her hand. That's the most I did. Like I tell her all the time, like that's one of my biggest regrets, because if I had a do-over, I would do it better. And then if we did have another, because that's the thing, not really planning on having another kid, so that probably was a one and done experience, but you never know. But like I said, just never been able to be present in moments. Always been anxious on what's coming next and making sure everything is good before it even happens. Even big milestones as far as work related things, school related things, graduations, accolades, certifications. Didn't sit there and appreciate those, didn't take those in. Just never been present. Always struggled with that. So yeah, any advice I have to the next person, bro, relax, chill, because it's always going to be a struggle, especially when the situation you came from wasn't the most desirable. With that being said, I wouldn't say my life growing up was horrible. I've always had a perspective someone always has it worse than you, so I don't want to sit there and downplay anybody else's experience or just to big up on mine. But just moved around a lot, things like that. Never had what I wanted when I wanted, which sounds bratty, but as a kid, it means a lot to you. But ultimately, just want to focus on being present more and appreciating things I have, taking time to appreciate people, appreciate moments, actually build memories and not let them be blurs or blips in time. You know? So yeah, I kind of got sidetracked with my advice to the next person. It's good to focus on the future, but it's also important to be present in your life. Appreciate the people, appreciate experiences, remember them and build memories, take pictures. All of that's important too. And the sooner you realize that, I feel like the better off you could be. You won't have regrets, won't feel like you missed out on things, and you actually will have fun stories to tell about your life and things like that. Yeah.